Hello, thanks for coming back to my channel. I wanted to go ahead and film a budget with me for the next 2 weeks. So this budget will be covering the 30th of January, which is today, through the 12th of February. And my next paycheck date is expected to be February 13th. I am transitioning to a new job, so the new pay dates are not for sure. So that's what I'm assuming the new pay date is. So we'll go off of that and then adjust as needed. This is a sheet that I make for myself. I'm actually going to update it pretty soon because there's some changes and I want to make it a little cuter, just to kind of keep myself interested in my budget. So I need to remember that I'm traveling at the end of next week, but I do have that fully funded and saved in another account. I also have a medical bill that I need to pay. I'll pay that out of my medical savings account, but it's $24. So I put that there to remind myself to go ahead and pay that. My paycheck was $2,244.34 after all of my deductions. I am looking over to the side here because I did pre-write the numbers out so I wouldn't have to sit here and calculate them, but maybe moving forward I will do it on camera. But I just wanted to kind of get in the flow a little bit and have my numbers ready to go. Cash that I took out of my envelopes to pay back to my credit card was $631. My Chase account is sitting at $240. I do a zero-based budget. Every dollar has a home, but I do leave a little bit of a buffer in each of my accounts. So these numbers, this $516 and $242 for my different accounts, does not include all the money sitting in those accounts, because I do leave a little bit of a buffer just in case something hits that I wasn't ready for. Our total that we're going to budget for this 2 weeks is $3,633.74. Moving on to my bills and expenses for this pay period, I do half of my rent and half of my car payment from each paycheck. So my actual half of rent will be $725. I will owe my phone bill, which will be $80. I will owe my gym, which is $17. I do owe the internet, which is $65, and a $2.99 fee for Apple. My ComEd, which is my electric, is $62.08. Half of my car payment is $240, so I will go ahead and budget that as well. I do owe my PlayStation will be in March. I don't owe that right now. My NICOR bill, I missed a month on accident. I don't know how I did that, but it is going to be $76. And I did actually accidentally miscalculate this on my original set. I accidentally calculated it as 65, but it's actually 76. So my budget's going to be off by like $10, but I'm going to pull that from my buffer because that was my bad miscalculation. I don't owe Spotify. I do owe YouTube, which is $15. I have the premium. I'm debating whether I want to keep it or not. And then Amazon, same thing, debating if I want to keep my Amazon or not. I pay $15 a month for that as well. My insurance already came out. I don't owe that this pay period. And I pay back my credit card that I do all my spending on every pay period, so I don't accrue a balance, but I get the airline points so that I can fly for free when I do travel. So that is $1,611.53. And I just make sure I always pay off that balance so that I'm not carrying a balance. So we're gonna deduct all of these bills. So half the rent, my phone, the gym is $17, my internet is $65, Apple is $299, ComEd is $62.08, half of the car payment $240, NICOR, which is my gas, $76, $30 for YouTube and Amazon together, and then the $16.11 and 53 cents leaves us with a total of $724.14 carrying forward. All right, I ordered my groceries online, so this has actually already been paid because I did an online order, and I think the total was like 76 maybe. I might get like $10 back. They refunded a bunch of stuff that they didn't have, so we'll see about that. If that money comes back, it'll just sit in my grocery folder until I need to use it. I'm gonna put $8 towards household. I'm realizing I'm writing in my expected instead of my actual column, which is not what I meant to do. My toiletries will get $8. I want to back up 1 second. I do cash envelopes, so these are all my cash envelopes. Some of my accounts are online, some of my accounts are in cash, some are a combination. All of my cash envelopes have an account for cash, and then as the account builds up, I will move it into my bank so that it starts accruing more interest. But I do start everything in cash. That way I keep consistent with my cash envelope system. Like I said, so 8 for household, 8 for toiletries. Coffee will get 50. I really need to work on this. It's not great, I'll just say that. Spending is gonna get 35, eating out will get 40, gas will get 80. I do have a 20 in there right now, so that will make it 100. I'm actually thinking I might need a little bit more gas money, but I'm gonna take that out of my shipped income, which I'll get next Friday. My new job that I start soon has a parking cost, which will be $95. I'm estimating $95 over the next 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm highballing or lowballing. They did give me the parking amounts, but I don't know which garages will have availability, and it can range anywhere from $12 to $16 a day to park. The first week I go 4 days, the second week I go 3. So I'm gonna estimate it at 95, and then we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna minus the 8 and the 8, the 50, take away 40, minus 35, minus 80, minus 95, leaves us with a remainder of 408.14. And again, my numbers are slightly off from when I did it earlier because I accidentally miscalculated my core bill. So car maintenance will get 5, emergency will get 5, that's 10 total there. Pet care and supplies will get 30, vet will get 12. My dog has been needing more vet care than typical, so I'm not digging that, but it is a necessary expense. Travel won't get anything. My travel account is fully funded for the next 3 trips that I'm taking. I'm taking a small trip to go take my board exam for nurse practitioner because it was the only one I could get into. I'm taking a small trip to Dallas for like 24 hours to go get some medical care from a specialist in Dallas. And then I'm also going to Disney World in April to celebrate my graduation from my Master's of Nursing program. That is a trip that has already been funded. I was supposed to go in January. I suffered a stress fracture. I was actually training for the Disney World Marathon. And unfortunately, in September, I suffered a stress fracture to my neck of my femur. And so I was on crutches. I was non-weight bearing for a really long time. I'm just now at the point where I've been cleared to move back into physical activity again. So maybe I'll get to run the marathon next year. That is still a goal of mine, but because I wasn't weight bearing and moving as much as I'd like, I decided to move my trip back to April. We're not even going to do the full trip that I had planned. We've made a ton of adjustments, so it'll be me and my boyfriend going, but I have that fully funded and ready to go. Basically, so that money's sitting there ready to go. My moving cost fund will get 5. Rent and car 1 month ahead is not going to get any. My tax savings will get 5. So I'm going to go ahead and deduct the things on the top of this row. This leaves us with 301.14. I did buy a book for $5. Fun money will get 3. My saving challenges will get 10. And events and holidays will get 6. This account is not actually what it sounds like. At the time it was actually for school things that I needed. However, at this point, this is for things I need moving forward for my career. So I do have to pay for licensure, collaborating physician malpractice insurance, and all the things that come with becoming a 1099 nurse practitioner if I find a job that does not cover those things. So I am preparing to have to pay for those things out of pocket at this point in time. I estimate that it'll be about $1,500, and I might be lowballing a little bit, but at this time, that's kind of what I'm expecting it to cost. I'm hoping it does not cost more than that, but I'd like to have this fully funded by the end of March or April if I can, so that I can start moving forward with moving into a nurse practitioner role sooner than later. So that is kind of the the big thing I'm saving for now, I'm moving towards the end of the year into hopefully renting like a townhouse or a house situation. I currently rent a condo, but I'm hoping to rent a house with a couple more rooms, split the cost of the rent, and kind of save a little bit of money. That's the current plan. So that'll be another like $5,000 that I need to do in savings. So we'll kind of just see how things go. We're gonna minus 8 for Christmas. I am starting my Christmas month early this year. Medical, dental, and therapy is 60. I don't care what you say. I'm always gonna budget for therapy and medical and dental because it's killer when it hits you out of nowhere. Short-term savings will get 5. Medicine will get 15. Both my dog and I take some medications. And I like to be prepared to pay for those things. I am getting my hair done this weekend. I get it done maybe every 8 weeks. It's pretty affordable. That being said, she did just tell me that she'll be raising her prices, which is more than fair because she's been really fair over the last couple of years. So it was overdue. Contacts and glasses, I always start saving a little bit of money towards my glasses. They tend to be a little bit more expensive than I'd like. So I have like anti-glare on my glasses. I think I have some sort of night reflective or something like that. And I think I have some other coating on them, I can't remember. And then I also have prescription sunglasses because I do not like contacts. So I like to save up for those things because the last time I went and got glasses and sunglasses, it was around $480. So I like to kind of be prepared for that cost, that even with insurance, they're not going to cover the things that I need for my glasses. Moving down to this lower section, we're going to put 15 towards Sam's Club. We're going to put 5 in my buffer fund and 3 towards contacts and glasses. I'm not sure if I mentioned these ones up here. My short-term savings is just things that I might need in the short term and kind of just putting a little money away, like, hey, I might need to grab this later for something. Medicine, I told you about. Miscellaneous, as explained. Miscellaneous. Clothing, I tend to put very little towards clothing. I don't need anything, and if I do, I can thrift it. So, or at least I try. It can be a little hard with sizing though sometimes. I'm gonna make a $2 extra payment towards my student loan. It's not much, but it's something. I'm gonna put $2 into Robinhood investing. I'm gonna put $2 towards my new home fund or first home fund. And then we're going to put 15 towards my Southwest annual fee on my credit card, which is $95 annually, I believe. And I just like to make sure I have enough. I'm somehow miscalculating and I have 17 left over. I don't know where I miscalculated, but that's okay. I'll throw it back in there somewhere, probably into miscellaneous savings or short-term savings. But that is my budget for the next 2 weeks. I also leave this little box down here so that I know that I'm paying off my credit card every 2 weeks. That way I don't carry a balance, don't accrue any interest on that card. I don't have any credit cards that I carry a balance on, and I use my Southwest card for everything that I purchase so that I get all the points, and then I can fly for like $11 because you have to pay the taxes and fees on every flight. But other than that, I fly for free pretty much everywhere I go because I take advantage of the Southwest card for my points. But that is all I got for this budget. I hope you guys, had fun doing my budget with me. It's not perfect, but it is real life, and I appreciate you watching, commenting, think about subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be my cash envelope stuffing for this budget. Thanks, bye.